Sween leading us on to the formation lap. Everybody going single file. Hopefully, nobody decides to rear-end each other. And hopefully, a lot of these guys will be able to last long in this race. If they are able to last from start to finish in this race, then I'm sure they will get a lot of DMs from some beautiful ladies asking for some longer sessions in a certain room in the household.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a bit chitty chitty bang bang sometimes, but hopefully the cars don't go chitty chitty bang. Very interesting noises by Emilio. But hopefully they do not go chitty chitty bang bang, spinala, all over flippy flippy doodah into Cop's corner. Of course, we're looking for a nice clean start, and it's going to be quite an interesting one all the way, I think.
Yeah, I think it should be interesting all the way. Silverstone, in any sports, provide some incredible racing. So someone in the background flashing their lights, maybe trying to say that, speed up. Well, we're not in racing conditions at the moment. We're in the formation lap. Sweden's controlling the field. I'm still trying to maybe, if I can, scan that bloody QR code on the top of that Sweden Porsche. I really want to wonder what that QR code offers. There is something that he knows that I don't know, clearly.
Yeah, well, it's going to be quite an interesting one, really. Of course, we've got one Lambo. He's back at the grid. Honestly, I'm not surprised. As a Lambo driver, the Lambo definitely is not built for the Silverstone circuit. It's more built for corners. Like, honestly, you get the right setup. The Lambo is a tank around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. But here at Silverstone, it's not exactly the best car, as we see a car going for a bit of a spinala on the formation lap. How you done that, buddy? I have no idea. Just shows you're a bit trash. But your starting order, once again, goes as follows. Sweden lines up on pole position. We're down alongside it. Then Jojo, Ayrton, Viper, Peace, Stormfire, Boss, Fly Fisherman and Bray Piquet rounds out the top 10. Then Hell Shadow, Killer Fox, Ripley, Dear Diary, Gabri, Nico, and then Leighton. So, Sween, the defending champion, controlling the pace as we head here into the loop.
Yeah, entering the loop, and now we are just a few corners away from the race start, and I would really like to do the race start because I want to do my first ever race start on ACC.
Well, of course you can. It's the first race of the season. It's your first time. It's your first race of the season. It's your first actual proper. You did it. You did it at Monza. You did it for the 6 hours. You was here for the 6 hours of Imola. But here we go into double file. As of course, it's season 1 of It's been away, but it's round 1 of season 3. It's the Silverstone circuit, and Emilio, the first lap of commentary. It's all yours.
Thank you very much, sir. We're just a few seconds away from starting the 3rd season of ACC Console. Sween is going to lead us to green as 45 minutes of racing at Silverstone is coming your way, ladies and gentlemen, as in a few seconds' time, a brand new season of ACC Consoles is about to get underway. The drivers go round the final quarter, down the main pitch straight, and we are officially almost... Now we are officially underway. The green flag jumps out. It is boogity in Silverstone, and Dan immediately shoots himself into the race lead in the McLaren. The McLaren clearly showing that it is one of the cars to use in ACC, as Sweden has already dropped down to 2nd place. Jojo having some form of issues at the back, as it is a McLaren leading ahead of the Grello Porsche, aka Sweden, as there's somebody at the back. There's a couple cars off at Mackett's and Beckett's. Meanwhile, there we go. The orders are slowly being updated. actually, the timing table is a bit all over the place at the moment, but what we do know is that the number 277 McLaren of Dan is leading ahead of Sveen. Then we have a Stormfire, then DTS Ayrton. So 4 of the top 5 cars already before the end of the first lap are McLarens. The McLaren's still showing that it is one of the strongest cars in ACC. The Porsches are up there as well, but like we talked about earlier in this race, especially in series where the cars are near equal, it's not about the car, it's more about the driver.
Yeah, exactly. And a bit further back, there was a few battles going on. Nothing really else there, but we were talking about it in practice. Copse Corner is where anything can happen, and it definitely looks like Jojo had a bit of an incident there. Same with Brewer Epic Key, actually, as well as Nico. All have an incident on lap 1. Those will definitely be investigated by the stewards. As right there, you can see one of the SRE cars. I believe that was Boss. Yes, it was. He went off going into Brooklands, probably didn't get his braking zone quite about right, and his car just decided, yeah, you know what, mate, I'm going to leave you behind, and I'm going to go off. Speaking of going off, Dan SN loses it in Copse Corner. He goes off. Sween is right there on the outside, though, looking for it. He only had 1 lap of lead-in, but Sween is back into the lead of the ACC Consoles Silverstone Grand Prix.
There we go. He is back into the race lead, showing that the OP, quote-unquote, McLarens can be, in fact, beaten, as I believe there's going to be a McLaren swapsy behind Stormfire, potentially trying to go around the outside of Viper, maybe go through Stoke Order, and Stormfire is not quite able to do it. Can he potentially go for a dive up down the inside at the Vale Chicane? No, he doesn't go for it. The 199 McLaren stays behind the number 30 McLaren, although I think the grey and red McLaren might have maybe touched the grass there somewhere, so maybe his extra will be slightly compromised as you know go through the first corners of what will be the Formula 1 configuration of Silverstone, which is the same as this one, albeit their start-finish line is different.
Here we go.
Contact! Major contact between Stormfire and DTS Edsel. The latter trying to get round as Stormfire drops down to, whoa, geez, he's dropping way down to P10. Meanwhile, DTS Edsel is down to P13. A disastrous moment for both of them. Oh, what the hell? What was he? Does Hell Shadow even have brakes? I'm guessing when he was buying the Ferrari 296 GT3 that he's driving at the moment, I'm guessing that for him, the brakes were an optional extra that he forgot to fit, by the looks of it.
Yeah, by the looks of it, but one thing we do have to point out
here. Again! Oh! Hell Shadow, and that is one of the Porsches. I think that's Fly Fisherman he made contact with. No, that was, it was Jojo. Jojo made contact with the Ferrari there. Lot of drama happening in Silverstone already, and we've only had, 2 laps of racing so far.
Yeah, 2 laps so far, but one thing with us, it's only 2 laps in, but SRE Boss, he is one of the admins here at ACC Consoles. I'm just a media guy, as actually right now it's further back, Stormfire and Gabri, as Stormfire's got past it. Dari will also take advantage as the Ferrari went wide. He's got past as Gabri will drop down into P10, and I gotta say that down Gabri, into the Vale Chicane.
Back.
Gabri goes for it with a little bit of a switch back. 51 versus the 69 into the final corner. Ooh. Both go wide, but onto the Lewis Hamilton straight. The Ferrari is ahead, but it looks like there was something what happened there, because just before that, SRE Boss was being stalked by the 2 Ferraris of Peace and Gabri. However, we will not know positions until we go past the markers of where we know people will be, because it doesn't get quick live updates like Formula 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a bit of a shame there, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, Sveen's still leading 2 seconds about ahead of Dan. Then we have Viper and then Killer Fox.
As actually,
Oh,
whilst you were going through that, I guess you saw what I saw. Stormfire looking
yes.
for the inside of Peace, but deciding to back out of it. Of course, Formula 1 cars, it's pretty easy to go for a dive bomb. You just stick it down the inside. However, these cars are heavier, less maneuverable, and of course, they're a lot more thicker. So,
Thick.
quite... Yeah, they also take longer to slow down as well. So, the switchback and the straight overtakes being favoured more than the dive bombs here, due to they are a lot easier to do and a lot more safer. As if you do go for a dive bomb and go into a driver, you are the one at fault and you will get penalised.
Yeah, that is correct. As I'm watching Stormfire, could he maybe go for a move on links? He pulls to the right. Is he going to perform the dive at Stoke? He's going to try. The Ferrari's trying his best to hang on the outside line, but now the roles will switch. But either way, the McLaren does get the better drive and will remain ahead, and that is now number 7 for the number 199 McLaren.
Yeah, so that will bump him up into P7. So the race is currently being led by Sween with a 2.233 second gap. It's then two McLarens, and 2 Porsches, and 2 McLarens, and 2 Ferraris, then 3 McLarens. However, one thing to point out here, it was Ripley, Jojo, and Ayrton who have all got caught up in incidents so far. So even though the Lamborghini isn't that good around here, Leighton, keeping out of trouble, is 100% capitalising on this and just ever so slightly inching his way up the field.
Yeah, slowly inching his way up the pecking order right now, as it is still Sweet leading the way, although Dan has the fastest lap of the race at the moment in the McLaren, currently in second place. So that's one thing to note, as we're now getting more live updates in terms of the positions. We've completed 4 laps so far. Now we are on lap number 5, and it is 3 Porsches and 4 McLarens in the top 7, followed by another 2 Ferraris, the 3 McLarens, the Lambo, Ferrari, Porsche, Ferrari. DTS Ayrton is in the pit lane.
Damn, so he's probably... Okay, I was having a drink when he called on me. But yeah, we've seen Ayrton get caught up earlier on in this race. So, in my opinion, without a doubt, that is 100% going to be a pit stop for damage. However, if he's got enough fuel to go to the end, he can use up his mandatory pit stop and switch to brand new tyres. And that means he will not have to make a pit stop again. However, his grip levels may go down at the end of the race. One thing to also think about here is Stormfire and Boss, both for SRE, and I said this in practice, will they work together? Because Boss is ahead right now, but could we see the 2 McLarens switch places with Stormfire being the faster driver?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we could. I mean, we never know sometimes. As always getting dicey there. Yeah, the 2 McLarens getting past the Porsche there.
Yeah, it didn't look like the Porsche gave it much of a fight. I think he knew that the McLarens were faster than him, so he must have been like, I'm not gonna waste time here. I know the faster. I'm gonna let them pass, and I'm just gonna focus on my own race rather than theirs.
Yeah, that is a safe option, as I will actually have to sadly leave already soon because I need to wake up for an early morning train tomorrow. Well, technically today, because it is 2:30 a.m. for me, by the way.
No worries, good sir. Thank you for joining me this evening, and hopefully that we will see you back in the commentary box for round 2.
Yeah, I will be in the commentary booth for round 2, 100%. But thank you to everybody here who has, shown their love and support, and enjoy the remaining 34 minutes of the race with Alexi alongside in the commentary booth. That's been from me, Emilio. I'll see you then. Enjoy the remainder of the race. Good night.
Good night. So, ladies and gentlemen, Emilio has gone to sleep. I do not blame him. It is very, very early for him right now. I'm in the west of Europe. He's in the east of Europe. Honestly, it's fair enough to him. As here we go, Stormfire maybe going for the move on his teammate. As yep, there it is. It looked like the McLaren did pull to the side and let Stormfire, and it looked like Boss let Stormfire through. Smart move there between the two SRE boys. Stormfire is the faster driver majority of the time, so it's a good team tactic to play right there. Diazari just inside the top 10 at the moment. He's chilling. Brepicki down in P11. However, Sween, we're 5 laps in, and he is already miles off into the lead. 3.3 seconds, reigning champion. Honestly, is anybody going to be able to catch this man? Maybe this man can. Dan SN, the man who did the driver briefing, the man from Germany. Luckily enough, I've got the earlier hours here. Dan is an hour ahead of me, so I give anybody who is ahead of me props for racing. Heck, I even give my fellow Brits props for racing, as it is currently half past midnight. And we will be going all the way until 1 AM in the morning. If you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to like and subscribe. Right now, though, Dan's still trying to chase him down, but it looks like the gap is slowly opening up throughout the rest of this race, as it is currently Sween who leads, followed by Dan and Viper, who rounds out the podium, saying Killer Fox, Stormfire, Boss, Fly Fisherman, Peace. Ripley comes into the pit lane. Gabri, Dear Diary rounds out the top 10. Then Brepicki, Nico, Hell Shadow, and Leighton as Ripley into the pit lane. Where is Charles Van Ayrton, though? It looks like Ripley will come out ahead. And if you look at the front of that car, no surprise he has come in. He has picked up some hefty damage on the front end of his car. That will most likely be getting fixed. One thing to think about, though. Drive Survive Ayrton and Jojo currently going through the loop. You can see Sween right there. He's already exiting Village. So, even though he hasn't made his pit stop yet, but the others have, we could see some lapped cars early on in this race. We've got 31 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. Make a wish, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue on here at Silverstone for round 1 of ACC consoles. Here we go then, currently watching Boss, still trying to chase down Stormfire. However, it's probably not going to work out as much as they would like. But Dear Diary, he's just chilling, he's making his way through as Gabri looks to have made a little bit of a mess up heading out of the loop. And it will be down the Wellington straight that Dear Diary will look to take advantage as Gabri and Dear Diary head into Brooklands. Down the inside goes the McLaren, takes the defensive position and goes to hold his line up in a P9. Gabri, though, going to be looking to fight back as they head through Lutfield and onto the main pit straight. Gabri, though, he's going to be right there. He's going to have a slipstream, but Cop's Corner is not the place where I would say you want to make your move. However, the number 4 has been lapped by the top 3 of Sween, Dan and Viper. So very unlucky there for the good old Ferrari driver losing in the British GP soil. However, Sween still up there in P1 with Dan P2 and Viper P number 3 as we keep on heading down here, though. Gabri is going to still be trying to chase down Dear Diary. Less than a second now, though, between Boss and Stormfire. I think they're just sticking in the slipstream and helping each other out, which, honestly, I don't blame them. It's a smart team play. Here we go, then. Gabri going to be continuing on throughout the rest of this race as he's still there. This is the main battle that we're going to be wanting to focus on, because I don't see Boss and Stormfire fighting, but these two, however, fighting for those minuscule extra points, because we do get up to 35 points here in ACC consoles, and we've really got to think about it. Do you want to get those, even if it's slight, or simply just finishing position? It can help you out in the championship either way. So we're going to have to wait and see how we carry on throughout the rest of this race as over the curb Gabriel did go, undulating the car a little bit too much, losing out as we move back to this Boss and Stormfire. Boss is slowly closing in on Stormfire down the main straights, I do believe, and through the corners. So Boss may be becoming the faster driver. So could we see another swap of the SRE boys coming up very shortly here at Silverstone? Currently got 28 minutes remaining, and if you want to know why I keep on telling you the time, because I need something to talk about, because Emilio ain't here. I'm lonely. But here we go then. It's going to be quite an interesting one throughout the rest of this race, as Boss is still there inside of the top 6. Stormfire's right there. You can see Viper as actually, no, not Viper. Viper is not gone down, but Viper into the pit lane. So he's coming for his pit stop. Number 6, he is losing out number 16. He will be down. I do believe he will be down near P number... Will he come out last? No, he won't come out last. I believe he will come out between Drive to Survivor. I believe he will come out behind Brer Epic Yee. Thank you for still watching, Tommy Verrill. Honestly, it's greatly appreciated. Everybody who just lurks, sticks around, is greatly appreciated. And we're going to keep on, we're just sat here watching this guy. There's the jump, and he keeps on going down into P number 10. So, honestly, not actually as far behind as I thought he would be. Must have lapped the 44 of Brer Epic Yee. So, it's going to be quite an interesting one. So, no, yep, there we go. There's the adjustment. So, he's ahead of Ayrton and Jojo and Ripley, but he is not ahead of as OG Lambao. I am sorry if I mispronounced that. My pronunciations suck 99% of the time. Thank you for the follow. Welcome into ACC consoles. As there's Viper just currently making his way around the track. As Boss is still there ahead of Stormfire. I do believe he actually got past. So nice little switcheroo from the SRE boys, as they are going to still be continuing to close down on the top steps of the podium. P1 being Sween, P2 being Dan, and P3 being Killer Fox. Nice double Porsche podium for the time being, as Viper did come in to the pit lane. Continuing on throughout the rest of this race, though, it is right here where the battle seems to be evolving. However, we are going to move a bit further back, and we are going to go look at El Shadow as he seems to be closing in on the Toro Rosso-esque livery of Nico, as Nico has a bit of a rear end slip that is most likely going to be making him lose time out to Hell Shadow, who will see that mistake and like a shark, smell blood in the water, and is going to close it down, a rivalry as old as time. McLaren versus Ferrari. But we continue on throughout the rest of this race, and he is still there. The 666 continuing to chase down the number 16 as we do continue on here at Silverstone. But it seems to be a bit of a mistake, as Pete did actually come into the pit lane. That's Gabriel and Ferrari still having a good battle, P7 and 8, exactly. It is still right there, but it's going to be an interesting one. As just a second gap between these two right now. That's why we're kind of moving away from it from a little bit. But here we go then. The SRE boys once again, as actually Hell Shadow has got past Nico. Sorry, I missed that. He's got a move done. He got that done through Stowe Corner. He's got that done, and he is up into P number 10. Moving over to this battle right now, though, it's these guys. It's actually, here we go then. We were talking about this, the SRE boys switching positions to give each other a bit of an advantage, heading towards the top 3. Killer Fox, former Honda driver, now in the Porsche. He's definitely going to be starting to feel the pressure, as he does have SRE Boss right on his tail, chasing down that luxurious podium position. Honestly, who doesn't love a bit of bubbly? It's reserved for the podium, as they say, yeah, a little bit of a throwback to the Gran Turismo movie. Bubbly, champagne, that's for the podium. Everything else is for in the pub and at meals. But as we continue on, it is Boss who's right there, still trying to chase down Killer Fox as we go back to Gabri and Dear Diary as we continue on down towards Cops Corner. The 69 versus the 51 going to be battling each other as we continue on throughout the rest of this race, as it is SRE Boss right there, still trying to chase down Killer Fox as we are inching closer and closer. We have got under 25 minutes remaining now. We are nearly at that 22. We're nearly at that 22 minutes 30 seconds mark, meaning that we are almost halfway through this race. And now that also makes you wonder when the pit stop's going to come in as a bit of rear end slip for Boss. That will give Stormfire an opportunity to glide through, and even if it wasn't intentional, get up into P number 4 as Fly Fisherman is right there as a lapped car right now. I believe that is TNT Ripley currently last in between the Porsche and the 2 McLarens. As we do continue on, as we go back to this battle right here, as these guys still within a second, to be fair, of Killer Fox. Nope, it needs to be updated. There we go. So just over a second right there, as Gabriel and Dear Diary all up there in the top places. As we do continue on, and it's going to be quite an interesting one here as we head into Brooklands. And it is going to be all the way up and around onto the main pitch straight, as it definitely looks like there's been a bit of argy-bargy on the side of Stormfire's car. We'll see if we can get some side shots of Boss and see who's been a bit more naughty here in the British GP, as we are at round 1 of 5. Personally, it's every fortnight, so we've got a race every fortnight. But personally, I would like, in fact, I want to put it in the YouTube comments as well. As the engineer tells us we're halfway through. Put it in the Twitch chat, put it in the YouTube comments. What for a championship, would you guys prefer a 10 race long calendar every single week, or a 5 race calendar every other week? Personally, I would like a 10 race calendar with a race every week. Yeah. That's personally what I would prefer, because it just seems more fun in my opinion. As there we go, Dana said he did go into the pit lane, and Stormfire, so that will put Stormfire onto the podium for the time being. But you gotta wonder where will it come out after the finish. And we will continue on as we do keep on going, as Stormfire currently trying to chase down the thing. Guys, you know what? Let's have a little bit of a conversation here, guys, because it is calming down. Put your opinions in the YouTube comments as well. What would you guys choose? A singular cup with with different divisions, or different types of cups? Oh yeah, we know. Honestly, I know you guys, considering he has, whoa. Dear Diary has one arm. Alright, give this man, Jesus Christ, give this man his flowers. Give this man his flowers, he's driving with one arm. Can we get some get wells? He's good, yeah. Can we get some get well soons in fact, can we get some hearts in the Twitch chat and YouTube comments for Phil, aka Dear Diary? As here we go then. Stormfire on Killer Fox. Still battling actually. So all these guys are going to be continuing to go on throughout the rest of this race. Oh, hello. Oh, no. Don't do that. Didn't mean to click X. As Boss has had an incident. I have no idea if that was completely on his own accord, or if that was because of a collision. As we'll move to Ripley, see if we can get a look at the front end of that car. As that will give us a look, as the front of the car seems alright. So it seems like Boss just lost the car on his own accord and went off in Beckett's. Here we go then, continuing on throughout the rest of this race as Stormfire is still there. He is all over the back. He's all over the back of Killer Fox, really. But the Porsche seem to be defending very, very nicely as we continue on throughout the rest of this race, as it is going to be a nice little reminder for all of these drivers. Also, remember, after the race, to save your replays, get pictures of your cars at the track to get a chance to be featured on the Instagram, as I will try and actually, hello, Killer Fox into the pit lane. Sween did also come into the pit lane. That is going to give Stormfire the lead of the Silverstone Grand Prix, but he's still yet to pit. So Sween and Killer Fox come in for their mandatory pit stop of tyre change. So that means Fly Fisherman, Boss, Nico, and Leighton are going to be the only drivers who need to make their pit stops, with 18 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here at the Silverstone circuit. As we do continue on in the rest of this race, Fly Fisherman is going to continue on. In fact, Tommy, whilst you're here, I want to get your opinion on this as well, because I've been thinking about it for Season 4. Is that I'm thinking, what if we changed up the format of the league a little bit? Whereas, instead of having divisions where everybody is like in their specific skill level, I was thinking, what if we had different types of cups? Whereas, how do I say it? So the skill level is more mixed. However, hopefully it means that we'll have more drivers on the grid for the races. So instead of having, like, say, 17 right here, we have, like, a full 30-person grid as Stormfire comes into the pit lane. And so we have more people on the grid, and then, like, different types of cups. So say we had like 2 different cups where people can sign up to. And the way I'm thinking of it is, like, also bring a team factor into that. So say we had, so you have the Drivers' Championship, the Teams' Championship, and then you also had specific cups. So say we had a European Cup and an International Cup. So of course the European Cup would be 10 races. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'd have to limit drivers per team. So say a team can have, yeah, well, what I mean is, like, SRE have a lot of drivers. Here's the thing. Yeah, 3. So, like, say it's a 30-driver grid, you can have 3 drivers per team, per cup. But this is the thing, by having different cups, I think it would also be good, because you can have one team with different drivers in different cups. So you have one side of it, say a team has 6 drivers. You can have 3 of the drivers in one cup and 3 of the other drivers in another cup. And the way I would do it is have a European Cup and an International Cup. So the European Cup, obviously self-explanatory. European tracks only. And then, yeah, exactly. Or SRE could divide into teams. Exactly, that's what I mean. So, like, you see where I'm going with it? Like Red Bull and RB and... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because, in a nice way to him... I mean, heck, I got told I could say what I want as a commentator, as I'm going to get back to it in just a minute, as it seems like we are going to have a move here of Boss on Fly Fisherman as they go wheel to wheel, side by side, heading down towards Abbey. Down the inside goes one McLaren. The other McLaren of Stormfire going to take advantage as well, heading round the outside here at the good old turn 2 of Formula 1 and down into Village. Lovely move by Boss and Stormfire up into P5 and 6 respectively. So, like, yeah, we have a European Cup and an International Cup. So, it's larger grids. And we have teams, and then it's more diverse as well. It's like, say there's certain drivers who don't want to do European races. They can go race in the International Cup. Like, a minute. Let me think of something off the top of my head. 3 months of racing. No, not 3 months. 2 months of racing for one championship. 8 races. European Cup. Got ya. Brands Hatch. Oh, I'm going to do this on my hands. Brands Hatch. We'll go from round 1 to 10. Brands Hatch. Oh, minute. Brands Hatch. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of these here. I'm trying to think of European Cups for GT here so I don't copy F1. Well, I know I'll start and end it with Brands Hatch. But I wouldn't want it to be like the same types of tracks. I wouldn't want it to be like similar. I would want it to be a different kind of track every single week. So I wouldn't put Spa and Silverstone back to back. I wouldn't put Paul Ricard and Monza back to back. If you get what I'm saying, like mix it up a little bit. As we got a yellow flag, that is car number 81. That is Boss. He's had an incident. And maybe that was actually a collision with his teammate. That is major damage for the McLaren. Sorry, I missed that. Major damage for the McLaren. Look at the front ends of that car. The only driver in front of him was Stormfire. So, Stormfire and the Boss, the two SRE boys... Major collision between those two. That is Boss's race over. That is a major upset. That is going to be a major upset for SRE. Jesus, look at what? Look at the damage. The car's dipping to the right-hand side as well. That is... I will not be surprised if that is it for Boss's race. We've got 10 minutes remaining. He's out of the top 10. Boss is out of the top 10. That's his race over. As here we go, Gabri on the back of their fellow Ferrari of Eiling's piece. But I'm going to move away from that now. You get what I'm saying, Tommy? As flashing the lights, Gabri probably saying, I'm pretty sure these two are in a similar team actually. Flashing the lights saying, hey, I'm behind you. Let me past. Or just like a nice little hello. Here's the thing, though. This is the thing, because I do the standings. I do the standings on an app. And here's the thing. I can set it. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to have all people in the league, and I'm literally going to be putting did not start, did not finish, and the positions they finished. So, if I were Boss, I would keep that car, I would repair that car, and get going back around the track. Because if he doesn't go back out, that's a DNF. and that will affect him in the Drivers' Championship. So, realistically, you've got to think about track position can still help you in the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, Tommy. Tommy, this is the thing. You may not get points above the top 10. However, where you finish in a race can still count. Because, say, there was... I'll put it into perspective. 5 races. Say there were 2 people who never got any points. However, say there were 2 people who never got any points. However, in 3 of the races, one of them finished one position. So say like they finished P16 and 17. Take that for example. And there's 5 races. Say P16 and 17. As boss has got to go in again. Yeah, P16 and 17. But there was one driver. So they constantly swapped, but in 3 of the races, one of them finished P16 and only P17 in 2 of them, and it's the other way around for the other driver. That will still affect you on the Drivers' Championship per countback. It doesn't matter, even if you don't get points, it still affects you in the Drivers' Championship where you finish. Trust me, I've been doing commentary for 5 years. It's honestly, it can really mix up the Drivers' Champ. It can really mix up the drivers. It can really mix up the championship, even if you're not getting points. Like another thing, I'm gonna use. How did you get into commentary? Well, I started in 2020. Well, no, I started in 2019, and I was This is when I started playing the F1 game. I was a racer in a league as car number 3 as a drive-through for track limits, 3 laps remaining. That's unlucky for Jojo. I started playing the F1 game back in 2019, and I was really slow. And there was a guy who was faster than me. And this is how long I've had this Twitch account for. I was really struggling back then on Twitch. So I was like, you know what? I like doing my commentary. I'm going to do commentary. And it kind of just went from there. And I've been doing... I took a break due to my GCSEs. I took like a 2-year break from commentary. Well... I took a game break from commentary, not like 2 years, but you know what I mean. And I took a break, and I came back, and I went to... There's a little league called BRC, but I went to VF1. And this is what happened. VF1, I started in Season 6. I did Season 7. No, I did Season 6, then my GCSEs came up. So I was like, look, I need to focus on my GCSEs. I failed them, by the way. And I was like... I need to take a break. So, I didn't do my GCSEs. I did my GCSEs, didn't do Season 7. Went back to VF1, and you can thank Emilio for this. Because he's the one who manages him over there. And he was like, yeah, sure, would love to have you back. And I did commentary on the VF1 account. Oh, yeah. Tommy, trust me. I failed all my GCSEs. And now I'm a semi-pro commentator. And I've got a diploma in travel and tourism. I failed all my GCSEs and I'm doing just fine. The modern school system is so outdated. So like, I'm proof of it. I failed all my GCSEs and I'm doing just fine. Worst grades in my school year, damn. Luckily enough, I wasn't the worst. There were people who did worse than me. Yeah, exactly. Like, sure, it depends what kind of job, but like, if you just want to get a job, just go to a grocery store. Like, say, hey, can I have a job? Take your CV. Can I have a job? Yeah, sure. Boom, you got a job. Like, I had a job before I even started doing my GCSEs because I work at a football club during the season on the concourse. And literally, they were like, recruitment day, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, this was at the start of year 11. So, like, a full year before I even did my GCSEs. And I was like, can I have a job? I've never had one before. And because it's just as simple as being on the concourse and just doing the till, I know how to do maths. They were just like, because it does it all on the screen. And they were just like, yeah, sure, come work for us. Boom. And now, this just shows, honestly, it just shows where I'm getting with this, because I'm now a commentator for Sim Racing Alliance for their upcoming Season 11 and Trackalicious. That's 2 big PC leagues that I'm going to be doing commentary for. PC. Also, hi YouTube, this is what happens when a race calms down. You into cars then? Fair play. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I played, like, back in the day, I played Forza. I played Forza on the Xbox 360. Like, I played Forza Horizon on the 360. That's how long I've been playing racing games. Doesn't mean I'm good at them. I'm absolute trash at them. But I play racing. But I play car games. Like, first time I go into sim racing, you should try track day. Try track days. Is that a game or real life? I mean, I'm planning. My dad's looking into it, but I might be going in June to Alton Park for the BTCC. For BTCC and F4. As I think British GT as well, actually. I might be going to Alton Park. And that'll be my first ever IRL race. Oh yeah, I know. Alton's good. Like, there's like one corner. There's one corner you can stand on. Like, it's like a hill, and there's just one corner, and you can see majority of the track. I think it's the hill of turn 2. Yeah, I think it's the hill on the inside of turn 2. And you can see a majority of the track. Like, you can see turn 1 all the way down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think you can see from all the way down from turn 1 to turn 9. And there's 12 corners at Alton. So, I think that just kind of shows. I was trying to survive Ayrton into the pit lane, actually. Hello. As that's enough of that. That's enough of our nice little conversation. Sorry, Tommy, but I've got a thing. You know I've got my thing to do. As here we go then, watching good old K-Sween, the champion from last year, as we go onto the final lap of Season 3, Round 1, here at Silverstone. Emilio was here for me. He opened up the race. He's gone to bed, but I am here. I get to do the final lap, and I'm going to give my full props to this man right here. He has done everything that he needed to do, and he has done it in absolute style. He has got 3.2 miles to go He's got 3.2 miles to go. He's completed 20. He will complete his 22nd lap. It's been a full 45-minute race, and this man is gonna absolutely deserve it. As we go, I'm gonna get a good on-board shot here for him. As we now go on board with Sween, as we go down the Lewis Hamilton straight. This man has done everything he needed to do as he heads into Abbey and into the left-hander as we head down into Village, onto the braking, down into second gear, through Village, into the loop. And it is and as you head onto the Wellington straight, this man, I have no idea if anybody is going to be able to compete with him as it looks like Dear Diary has had an incident in Maggots and Beckett's. We'll have to wait and see right there. As Stormfire chasing down Killer Fox, as there is a lapped car. Stormfire chasing down Killer Fox further back. But here we go then, round the final corner. It will be this man who will take the win. K-Sween takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship after round 1. He wins the Silverstone Grand Prix. What a win. Dan will come round the final few corners right there, but Stormfire still got Killer Fox to chase down. However, he may be a bit too far back to get it. Drive Survivor Ayrton did come into the pit lane. Same with TNT Ripley. Due to damage, they will have one more lap to complete. They did finish, and I will give it to them as they went into pit lane with one lap to go. Stormfire, though, unlucky, will not get past Killer Fox. But Sween wins here at Silverstone with Dan and Viper rounding out the podium. Fly Fisherman, he comes around the final corner. He at Woodcourt, he will finish P6 here. And then currently watching, and it will be 3 back-to-back Ferraris next across the line. Peace has done everything. He's top of the Ferraris, top of the Ferrari category, P7. Gabri comes on P8, and Hell Shadow comes round the final corner. He will finish P number 9. And then as we head to the line, it is going to be a very decent finish for Hell Shadow. Dear Diary, Phil driving with one arm. Very good finish for him, rounding out the top 10. Breer Epic Yee, he's a very decent driver, however, he will come up short today, finishing outside of the top 10. Number 44 rounds out the points-paying positions. Rounds out the top 10, I should say. And it's Nico coming around the final corner. And Jojo will come home to finish P number 13. K-Sween, though, take a bow. You've got one. You dominated once again. And right now, he's on the top. He's at the top of the world. So, yep, Stormfire, my man, Sween, I should say. Sween, take a bow. Take your cool down lap, buddy. You absolutely deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit a raid. If you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to like and subscribe.